Second Chance coming out September 14th. Let's go. So today I'm going to be using muddy quartz and selenite. Muddy quartz is just really good for people, especially with digestive issues and for anybody with a clogged solar plexus. It's about optimism and kind of infusing and seeing that hope starts with the body. And selenite is just for everything. It just amplifies the energy of any crystal that it is aligned with, and it's usually used for cleansing. And today we are reviewing What We Do in the Shadows, season 5. This is one of, and yeah, I think that this season actually was very healing now that I think about why I picked these. It's definitely Guillermo's journey into becoming more confident. And I think that you become more confident by realizing that what you want may not be what you want, or how you want it, or when you want it. Confidence is seeing that there are a lot of illusions in your life. People often talk about being deluded. And I feel like delusion is pushing yourself to believe that what you really want actually wants you back. An illusion is pushing yourself to believe that what you don't want, you can actually want. And I think that part of Guillermo's journey has been his realization that maybe he just didn't know how to be human. That perhaps the reason why he wanted to be a vampire is because, wow, they get to live forever and they're so powerful and they're kind of cold and they don't really care about anyone and they're not really attached. But Guillermo is. He's just so used to rejection and being treated as less or the, humorously forgotten, that when he finally does become a vampire this season, we see that his transition is not only delayed because he's Van Helsing, but it's also delayed by the fact that, vampires are also killers. And they are like a little too detached. They don't know how to have real joy. They just know how to end people. And perhaps that attraction to these people that are just living according to endings, they are the eternal end, stems from a realization that he doesn't know how to start himself, It's like that Nandor line, from Panera Bread you came, and from Panera Bread you will go back, or like something like that. I just remember that line all the time. And it's humorous, but when we think about it, like Guillermo paid to be kind of these eternal creatures' slave. He doesn't even get paid. He actually pays rent. He was in Panera Bread, kind of lost, not knowing where or what he was supposed to become in life. And his fascination with vampires is that they don't necessarily become anything anymore. They don't have to get jobs. They don't have to become good people or even think of heaven. They just are. And there's something about that is naturally attractive and can easily and elusively be confused as peace. And I think that this season was about him cleansing that concept, him taking it away from his mind very humorously. And it made me really curious as to what will happen between him and Nandor, because I don't know, I'm getting a little Ted Becca. I always said that Ted and Rebecca are going to end up friends, and people, oh my God, people were mad at me. It was like one of my most viral tweets. I tweeted, I don't see how they're going to become a couple. They just feel like platonic friends. And perhaps this whole series is a lesson on how your friends can give you unconditional love, how they can grow you and teach you. And I have always felt like there was a love connection between Nandor and Guillermo. And oddly enough, Our Flag Means Death supported me in that theory. But for some reason, this season, I felt like, I don't know, maybe they really are friends, especially in the last few episodes where we saw Nandor really care for Guillermo and give give back to him and become dedicated to him and his needs and what he really wants, which was to be human, but still stay by his side. And it felt a little like, oh, maybe they're not going to end up in love, you know? I don't know. It's been building for so long and it's come in pockets, but those pockets could be confused for friendship as well. And I think that one thing that, at the very least, this season, I'm just tapping your aura. One thing that this season really proved was that these people do care about each other. They do love each other. And while Guillermo definitely is more in love with Nandor, and like you feel like he's genuinely in love, I don't know. I'm still up in the air this season with Nandor. I thought so, or maybe he'll realize it next season. But it's very curious to see where we're gonna go. I'm excited. I hope that Guillermo, in some ways, dedicates himself more to being a vampire hunter, and kind of embraces his power. And I think that in some ways, embracing his Van Helsing bloodline and seeing that he's powerful on his own, that he can be the one to be feared, is why he also felt less a need to be a vampire. Like by the time, which is such a universal thing, life always kind of has a weird way of not giving you what you want and then giving you what you want, but with a test. As soon as he's confident in who he is, he becomes a vampire and realize, actually, this is maybe more insecure. It has distanced me from the people I love. It has distanced me from the things that I do love about myself, which is my, low-key compassion and my mother's tamales. And it was just nice to see that journey. And it felt true, it felt real. It definitely felt like such an outlandish season. I think that the prior season was better, baby Colin Robinson. It felt like this one kind of went too quick, and it wasn't my favorite season, but it was how do I explain it? It's like reuniting with really good friends. You kind of see how different they've become and how different you've become, but there's still a connection. It felt like that. Like, oh, hey, how is everyone? I'm so happy that everybody's doing well. But it didn't feel like it was the funniest season or the most progressive in terms of plot until the very end, which has always been a problem with what we do in the shadows. Sometimes it could be just like 8 episodes of pure raucous fun, and the last 2 is like plot, 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 plot. And I think that it did land smoothly. It did give resolution, but I am curious for the future of Guillermo with these people that are eternal, especially Nandor, who definitely is more open and realizing just how much he loves Guillermo, and how he doesn't want to lose him. But if he's going to stay human, obviously he will lose him. So we will see. We will see. That is my What We Do in the Shadows review. Check out Second Chance on September 14th. Yay!